What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about how to overcome, not overcoming, but like what happens when you're in a state of quote unquote like depression, or if you're like sad, or if you're low on energy. Now I can't speak too much of this because people go through different things, people experience different things. I'm not too much. I'm not a professional or anything like that, so you never know what goes on in the human brain and how their nervous system functions, and even from a spiritual perspective, what they're meant to go through. So I'm speaking from my experience, but like whenever there are times where I feel very like depressed or low on energy, and I have periods of like self-isolation and a lot of like hermit mode and shit like that, usually on the other side of it, that's when I become a brand new version of myself, meaning I feel more energized, I feel more energetic. Usually that happens during the winter time, or I could be seasonal depression or whatever. But whenever it's like spring or the summer, these warmer months and stuff like that, that's when I feel more energized. I feel more motivated to put myself out there more and stuff like that. Now, I try to use that anger of having low energy and this life throwing a lot of bullshit at me as motivation for me to rise above the bullshit, pretty much, to like put myself out there more, to work out harder, and to meet new people, put myself out there, build new connections, and to better my performance within work, career, workouts, stuff like that, right? So it could be because we did have a full moon in Libra, I think yesterday. So after that, I was purging a lot, and then, but even before that, during the Mercury retrograde, I've been self isolating. I've been in a hermit mode, low on energy a lot. So now on the other side of it, now I feel more. And not only that, but I've been overburdened with a lot of responsibilities within my work situations, and there's a lot of stuff like that. But now that I feel more like on the other side of it, I feel more energized. I feel more energetic, and I just feel like I feel more motivated to put myself out there to get things done. It's kind of like a bear in hibernation, or like the caterpillar in that cocoon, and now it's rising to be a butterfly and stuff like that. So, but yeah, so usually with me, I'm sure people can relate to this because people watch my channel and they kind of relate to me. I guess I hope in a way. So whenever I feel low on energy, is not because I'm aware of my gifts, my talents, and what I can bring to this world. I'm fully aware of that. But the problem with me is that like I don't feel the same when it comes to this world. I don't feel the same when it comes to people, because like people bore me. People just always get a negative vibe from them. Or within this world is discouraging, because this world, it keeps you restricted. Everything costs money, so you can't really live the type of life you want to live in. Me, I'm in the middle of nowhere. I live in fucking Kansas. Like, there's nothing to do in Kansas except going to bars and clubs and be drunk. But that's it. There's no beaches. There's no communities out there. There's no life over there. There's dead trees in the middle of fucking nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So it's very easy for me to fall to low energy, to fall to depression, and just and also in the military, it's like it's repetitive. Everything's the same. It's repetitive. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, so I'm just trying to like, so it's hard for me to get out of that hump, because I put myself out there. I've done things. I've gone out. I've explored the cities and stuff like that. I've ran marathons, tried new things, but it's repetitive. You get bored of it. And what sucks about military sometimes that like when you're in a contract, you're forced to stay in that area until your contract is over. You know what I'm saying? So that what kind of sucks. And me seeing the same things, seeing the same people, and just there's not much to do there. So that really kind of, and it pissed me off because you got time speeding up, and so you're very restricted. So you can't go to a different state or anything like that. You can, but time is speeding up, and you have less time. Because we work 5 times a week, and realistically, you're gonna have like 2 days off, Friday and Saturday. That's it. Friday, no, because you refresh from work. But Friday and Sunday, you actually have 1 day off. Saturday and Sunday is like you got to get ready for work tomorrow. So it's like, so you don't have time to really like put yourself out there and to expand your horizons like that, unless you're on a summer block leave, or if you're not in the military, or if you're not working. You know what I'm saying? But even or if you're not working, but not only that, but how are you supposed to make money when you can't even travel on the road like that? So that's where I'm getting at. So there's a lot of restrictions when it comes to money, when it comes to the area you live in, and you're seeing the same people, not much to do there. So that gets very discouraging, and that what keeps me at a low energy and very restricted. You know what I'm saying? But the things I'm learning, and the things I've done a lot of soul searching, and my intuition's telling me, and that I've learned that sometimes life will put you, well, at least for me, I'm not sure how it is for other people, but life will put me in situations to where like it's kind of a disadvantage, but I got to make something out of it, and that's what's gonna help me be mentally stronger and build the person who I am, build character. And once I get out of it, I become a much stronger person who's able to manifest a lot more greater shit based on the things I've been through, right? That's where you get your setbacks from and challenges from, you know? So it makes sense. So yeah, so now I'm trying to use that as motivation and fuel to manifest things I want despite me being at such a horrible ass situation. You know what I'm saying? It could always be worse, but it's not ideal at the same time. But I'm making them both the best I can. Meaning I'm gonna put myself out there. I'm gonna meet new more people. I'm gonna try new more things. I'm gonna work out harder. I'm gonna be in better shape. I'm gonna look the best. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to get at. You know, so I feel more motivated, and I'm trying to use that as motivation of angry, feeling the unfairness as my motivation to want more out of life. You know what I'm saying? To get out of that situation, all the pain and bullshit and that, you know, fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, so, but usually that's what happens. And once it could be seasonal depression thing, but once it's like the season's getting warmer, then that's when I'm gonna put myself out there more. Like I feel more motivated to go outside more, to meet new people, go to the gym, work on my body. I haven't worked out in so long. I haven't put myself out there in so long. I haven't ran in so long. I'm always run a lot, you know. So I've been in my bed, just been sleeping, but not only that, but work. I've been over consumer of the work and a lot of responsibilities within work. I have a higher position at work, so I have more responsibilities, but it's been stressful. A lot of traveling, a lot of training, a lot of like shit that a lot of packing, unpacking, get ready for deployment, just stuff like that, you know, for rotation. I mean, so it's just a lot of planning, a lot of things like that where it's hard for me to have time for my personal self. But once things are getting slowed down and more settled, as I'm trying to figure out what I want out of life and how I'm able to build and have the type of life I want to have, you know. So yeah, so usually if you're watching this, if you feel like low on energy, you feel kind of discouraged, or if you're in hermit mode, if you're self-isolating, just know that it's not you. Just know that like it is you, but like not in a bad way. I mean, in a way where like you're gonna come out of it, and that there's a lot of energy dormant with you that's been kind of stuck or hidden, just for the sole purpose of you trying to like learn, grow, self-reflect. It's kind of saving the energy in a way for you to learn more about yourself. So, because usually when you're in periods where like you just feel like self-isolating and distancing yourself and just being in bed all day, is more so because you probably meant spirit or energy is trying to make you learn lessons about yourself, or trying to make you like be more self-aware or to learn more things. Just a lot of soul searching to figure out what you like, don't like, what you're here for. Kind of like an ego death, kind of like a spiritual awakening. So once you get out of it, you have more energy and you're able to attract more shit, more good things that you want out of life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying it happens for everyone, but I see that happens to me, and I'm sure that happens to some people as well, because I can't be the only one. Obviously, I'm not. You know, that'd be too arrogant, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? This is weird, but I'm sure people experience it in probably different ways. So there's periods where like you feel like you lack an energy, or like you don't feel motivated, or like you're just miserable because you're in a certain states, you're around certain people, you work on a certain job, your circumstance, whatever it may be. Just know that just let it go. Just let it pass by. Learn from these experiences, and once you feel more motivated, have more energy, like all of a sudden, then that's when you take advantage of that and try to manifest the things you want out of life, and try to use that pain and discomfort and that misery as motivation for you to want more and to get out of that situation even more. You know what I'm saying? Work it to your advantage, try to get out of that situation as much as possible. But if you can't, just do the best you can, and if there's a will, there's a way. But that's all I gotta say. Have a good one. Take care. Peace.